All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
This time we're going to be focusing on some upsets and some pretty significant changes happening in the football world.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at La Liga and Serie A.
Okay.
You sent over some really good material for this.
Yeah.
There's a match report from Goal.com about Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
There's a opinion piece from JuveFC.com, which is all about Juventus and their
Right.
and their issues.
Yeah.
And then there is some analysis from BBC Sport about Manchester City.
Okay.
So three pretty big teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Three very different situations, but a common theme running through them all. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
So Barcelona,
Oh, boy.
they lost to Legans.
Yeah.
That was a shocker.
It really was.
I mean, they're supposed to be leading La Liga,
Right.
and this is their fourth domestic loss already.
I know. It's,
So, I mean, are they actually slipping, or is this just like a blip, you know?
it's, well, I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But 4 losses, I mean, that's not a blip.
Yeah. It's something.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
The Goal.com report highlighted that,
Yeah.
I mean, even Lewandowski and Yamal, like,
Those guys.
those guys had a terrible night. I
Yeah.
mean, they were pretty much invisible.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it's not like them, is it?
No, it's not. Not at all.
Not at all.
So what do you think? I mean, is this...
Well, it's significant because
Yeah.
this isn't just like a bad game.
Right.
It's like we're seeing that they're actually vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't seen that from them in a while.
No, I
so,
feel a very long time.
So, I mean, this gives Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid a chance.
Yeah,
I mean, they can really close the gap now.
totally.
The title race is wide open. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Barcelona struggling in La Liga.
Uh-huh.
Let's move over to Serie A now,
Okay.
Juventus.
Yeah.
So they've been blaming injuries for
Right.
their the roller coaster season.
Lots of draws.
Yeah, lots of draws.
It's not really the, dominant Juve that we expect.
No,
Yeah.
but then you sent over this opinion piece from UVFC.com.
Right. Yeah.
And it argues that it's not just about the injuries.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's something else going on.
Sandro Sabatini is pretty critical in this piece.
Okay.
He basically says that they're using the injuries as an excuse
Right.
to cover up other problems,
Yes.
deeper problems,
Okay. I mean, so like,
Is
1 minute they're beating Manchester City,
Right.
which is a serious team, right? Like,
Yeah, powerhouse.
and then they can barely scrape a draw
Yeah.
against like Venezia,
Against the bottom.
or like bottom of the table.
I mean, come on.
I
Right.
mean, it's like, what's going on?
That's what Sabatini's saying, yeah.
Yeah.
They're inconsistent. They
Yeah.
struggle against those weaker teams. And,
Yeah.
I mean, no matter who is injured, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a focus issue.
Yeah, it's focus. It's maybe tactics.
Yeah.
It's something.
It's more than just who's on the field.
Exactly, yeah.
So, okay, we've got two teams here,
Right.
two very different leagues.
Uh-huh.
But are we seeing like a similar problem here?
Maybe.
I mean, Barcelona, they seem to be struggling tactically.
Yeah.
They're relying too much on these star players who are
Right.
having like an off season.
Puppy's not there, yeah.
And then Juventus might be using the injuries
Yeah.
to kind of,
As a smokescreen.
to cover up
Yeah.
like this lack of focus or like a strategy problem.
Yeah, maybe.
So are we seeing a crack in their foundations, or is this just a rough patch?
Well, I mean, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's too early to say for sure.
Yeah.
But these losses definitely raise some interesting questions.
Yeah.
And speaking of big clubs struggling, Manchester City.
Manchester City.
They lost to Manchester United.
I know.
I mean, that's a massive upset. City have been so dominant.
Right.
It's almost like,
It's strange to see them lose, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, what was happening there?
Oh,
Was it just like a bad day?
I don't think so.
Or is there something like more serious going on?
The BBC Sport analysis is interesting.
Okay.
It points out that this wasn't just a loss.
Well,
It was a complete collapse.
oh, wow.
Manchester United,
Yeah.
they had this incredible comeback.
Mhm.
And even Pep Guardiola,
Oh, yeah.
he said, I am not good enough.
Wow. I mean,
That's pretty shocking for him to say that.
yeah, he's normally so confident.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those late goals
Oh, yeah.
from Amad Diallo. I mean, the momentum just totally shifted.
Yeah, and City couldn't handle it.
They couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So what does this loss actually tell us then?
I think it reveals a few worrying trends for City.
Okay.
Their squad is aging.
Right.
Some of their key players are underperforming.
Yeah.
And they're just not playing with the same dominance
Yeah.
that we expect from them, you know?
Okay, so the aging squad thing, I get that. Like, you've got De Bruyne, you've got Walker, you've got Gundogan.
Yeah.
They're not getting any younger, right?
No.
But what about their younger players?
Well,
I mean, like Foden and Grealish,
that's a good point.
they've not been playing as well as they can either.
No, they haven't.
So is there something else going on?
Well, it adds another layer to the problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are the younger players not stepping up?
Right.
Is there something in the City system that's holding them back?
Yeah. And then this is crazy to me.
What?
Cuvardiol,
Hmm.
who's their defender,
Right.
he's their second highest scorer.
Oh, wow.
That says a lot about their attack right now.
Yeah, that's pretty telling.
That's not good.
No.
So are these problems temporary then?
Well,
Or is there something bigger
it
happening?
makes you wonder,
Yeah.
maybe it's the beginning of a decline for them,
Right.
or, maybe they just need to change their strategy.
Okay, so three giants of the football world.
Yeah.
They're all kind of stumbling in different ways, right?
They are, yeah.
So are these just isolated incidents?
Hmm.
Or is there something bigger happening in the world of football right now?
It's a good question.
I mean, are these clubs losing their edge?
Mhm.
Are we going to see new challengers?
Could be.
Well, I guess we'll have to dive deeper into those questions
Yeah,
in
definitely.
the next part of our deep dive.
For sure.
So stay tuned.
Stick with us.
I mean, it feels like we're at a crossroads with these teams, right?
Yeah, like a turning point.
They've been at the top for so long,
Right.
and now we're seeing these signs
Yeah.
that they're maybe
Right.
human, right?
Yeah, they're not invincible.
Mm.
It's interesting because when
Yeah.
you're at the top for that long,
Mm-hmm.
keeping that hunger
Yeah.
and that intensity, that
Yeah.
drive, it's tough,
Yeah, it's like
Complacency can creep in.
complacency, yeah.
And then your opponents start
the
to,
cracks.
they start to see those weaknesses
Yeah.
that weren't there before.
Yeah, I mean, take Manchester City, for example.
Right.
They built their success
The
on
succession.
that possession-based style, right?
Right.
They control the ball.
Hmm?
They dictate the pace of the game.
Right.
But it feels like,
It feels like teams have figured them out.
yeah, a bit, right?
Yeah. That predictability.
Yeah.
It can be a double-edged sword, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, when it works, it's
Right.
like a machine, but
Yeah. But when teams disrupt it,
yeah,
that's when you start to see
the cracks.
the cracks, and
Yeah.
that loss of spark,
Yeah.
that hesitation,
Mhm.
it can spread.
It spreads, yeah.
Throughout the team.
Okay, and speaking of hesitation,
Yeah.
let's go back to Juventus for a sec. They've been dealing with all these injuries,
They have.
which are obviously a factor.
Of course.
But
you
I don't
think
know, it
they're
feels like it's becoming
an
an
excuse. An excuse, right.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sabatini was getting at.
Yeah.
In that UVFC.com piece, he's saying, like,
Yeah.
relying on that injury excuse,
Yeah.
it's masking deeper issues,
Yeah.
issues that they need to address
Yeah.
if they want to get back to winning.
Totally.
Oh, man.
He even called them the draw specialists of Serie A.
I know.
10 draws in 16 matches.
I mean, come on.
That's not the Juventus that we're used to.
No, and it's like they can
Yeah.
beat
Manchester City.
Manchester City, yeah.
And then they draw against
Right, bottom of the table.
Venezia. Yeah, it just shows that they're inconsistent. It's
Yeah.
lack of focus.
Focus, yeah.
And it goes beyond the injuries.
Right.
You
Is there like a team chemistry issue?
maybe?
Is there like a lack of leadership?
Could be.
Are the tactics not working?
It's possible.
It's like,
These are things they need to investigate,
yeah,
not just dismiss it as injury problems.
totally. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where I think leadership comes in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, good leadership
hmm
from the manager,
Right.
from the players.
The players themselves, yeah.
Can they rally?
Can they rally the team?
Can they reignite that fighting spirit?
Yeah, remind them what it means to
Right.
play for Juventus?
Yeah.
Or will they just kind of accept?
That this is the new normal.
Yeah, will they just become mediocre?
I mean, that's a tough question, right?
It is.
And it makes me think about
Yeah.
the psychological impact
The mental side of it.
of these upsets.
Yeah, right?
I mean, these are
These are proud teams,
proud teams, yeah.
used to winning.
Used to winning.
And now they're facing
Find out.
doubt,
Yeah. Criticism.
criticism. It's,
I mean, it's a big deal.
yeah, I mean, the mental side of football,
Yeah.
it's so important.
Yeah.
and it's often overlooked.
Totally.
But when your confidence takes a hit,
Yeah.
it affects everything.
Everything.
Your decision
Yeah,
making,
risk-taking.
your physical performance even.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, so those doubts.
They can create a downward spiral.
Yeah.
You know, players start second-guessing themselves.
Yeah.
The fans get frustrated.
Right.
The pressure builds.
It's a slippery slope.
It really is.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they respond.
Right. How do they deal with this?
Yeah.
Will they use it as motivation
Yeah.
to get back on track?
Or will they crumble?
Or will they just fall apart,
Yeah.
you know, under the pressure?
Well, one manager who's definitely taking it personally, Pep Guardiola,
Yeah.
his "I'm not good enough"
Hmm.
statement after that City loss.
That was huge.
Wow.
I mean, for him to admit that,
Yeah.
it's that's a big deal.
Yeah.
He's known for his like tactical brilliance.
Right?
And his confidence.
Yeah.
So for him to say that,
It shows he's worried.
yeah,
I think he's
he knows something's wrong.
thinking about making some big changes.
And those changes could be drastic, right?
It could be.
I mean, the BBC Sport Analysis talked about a rebuild.
Yeah, they said.
I mean, bring in fresh talent,
Mm-hmm.
rethink the whole approach.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I mean, the squad is aging.
it is.
I mean, it's a bold prediction.
it is,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's totally crazy.
No, I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
Key players,
like
De Bruyne,
De Bruyne,
Walker,
Gundogan,
Gundogan.
they're getting older.
They're not the players they were,
Yeah,
right?
their impact is diminishing
Yeah,
and replacing them.
won't be easy.
No, not at all.
And then you've got the younger players,
The ones who are supposed to be the future,
like Foden and Grealish.
Right.
I mean, they haven't really
they haven't stepped up.
stepped up, right?
Yeah.
So is the problem them?
Yeah, I mean, is it the players?
Or is there something about the system,
Right.
the way they're being coached,
To coaching, yeah.
that's holding them back?
Yeah, that's another big question.
I mean, these are all questions
Farm-
that Guardiola and his team,
yeah,
they need to figure out
they got to figure it out, yeah.
if they want to stay on top.
Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble.
Okay, so we've identified a few common threads here, I think.
Yeah.
Complacency,
Uh-huh.
tactical
Stagnation.
stagnation, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even a bit of an identity crisis.
It's possible.
I mean, these teams,
They seem to have lost what made them great.
yeah, that spark.
Yeah.
And it's not just the players and the managers, right?
Oh,
I mean, the fans play a huge role.
huge role. Yeah.
Their expectation,
Their passion,
their
their,
passion, yeah.
their support,
The support or lack of it
Yeah.
can have a massive impact
right, on morale.
on the team's morale.
Yeah, the fans are
Total.
the heart and soul of any club,
Yeah.
right? I mean, their energy,
Yeah.
it can be so powerful.
Yeah.
For good or for bad.
For good or for bad, right?
When the team's winning,
Yeah,
the stadium is electric.
Yeah.
It pushes them to new heights.
totally.
But when they're struggling,
Yeah.
that frustration,
Yeah, the fans' frustration.
it can be a burden.
Yeah. It's tricky though, right?
It is. It's a balance.
Because they want their team to win,
Of course.
but they also want to see them fight.
Yeah.
They want to see the passion,
Yeah, but-
never give up attitude.
And when that's missing,
Yeah.
people get unhappy.
I get unhappy quickly.
Yeah, and that
It
unhappiness,
just shows.
it manifests, right?
Yeah.
You get boos from the stands.
Yeah.
Criticism online.
Yeah.
Lower ticket sales even.
Yeah. It all adds up.
And that's a sign that they're losing faith.
Yeah.
And that can be really hard to overcome.
For the team. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
The more the team struggles,
Right.
the more the fans lose faith.
The harder it is to turn things around.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, a vicious cycle.
And it's something that all three of these teams,
Barcelona, Juventus,
Manchester City,
Yeah,
they're all dealing with it right now.
they are.
So do they have the leadership,
That's the question.
the resilience,
The resilience.
and the fan support
And the fan.
to climb out of this hole
Yeah,
and get back to winning?
to get back to where they were.
I guess that's what we're going to talk about
That's what I'll talk about, yeah.
in the final part of our deep dive.
Right, the final part.
So what does all this mean
Yeah.
for the future of these teams?
Of the future of football in general.
Yeah, of European football as a whole.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll explore the impact of these upsets.
Yeah.
We'll look at what strategies they
Yeah.
might adopt, and we'll consider the trends that are shaping the world of football.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
It's going to be good.
Buckle up, everyone.
Yeah.
The deep dive continues. I mean, it's almost like we're watching the changing of the guard.
Yeah, like a shift in power.
The old powers are starting to wobble a bit.
They are.
And these new teams are ready to kind of,
Take their place.
take their place. Yeah.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Really exciting time to be a fan.
And it's not just in, La Liga and Serie A.
No.
I mean, this is happening across Europe,
Yeah, it is. Even in the Premier League.
even in the Premier League.
Yeah. I mean,
Where City have been
untouchable.
untouchable. Yeah.
But even they are.
They're showing signs of
Yeah, cracks.
cracks. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so if these teams want to like adapt
Mm-hmm.
and stay competitive,
Yeah.
what kind of strategies?
Well, they can't just keep doing what they've been doing.
Right.
They need to evolve.
Yeah.
They need to be proactive.
Yeah. Proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like Manchester City, for example.
Okay.
Their squad's aging.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Right.
Relying on those few key players.
Yeah.
That's becoming a problem.
A big problem.
So they need to start thinking about the future.
A future. Yeah.
Like
Identifying?
identifying,
The development
picking that
of
young
young-
talent.
Yeah. The next generation.
Yeah, who can step in
Step up.
when the old guard
When they move on.
move on, retire.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's not just about
bringing in new players.
bringing in new players.
Huh?
They've got to evolve their tactics too,
Right. They have.
because teams have figured out,
How to disrupt them.
how to disrupt that possession-based
Mm-hmm.
style of City.
You know, so they need to find
Yeah.
new ways to attack.
Yeah, create chances,
Yeah. Break down defenses.
new ways of doing things.
Exactly. Yeah. Innovation.
Innovation.
Try new formations.
Yeah.
Different strategies.
Yeah.
They need to be more pragmatic,
Yeah.
adapt to the opponent.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of pragmatic,
Mm-hmm.
let's go back to Juventus.
Okay.
They seem to be stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
This style of play isn't working.
It's not.
So
So
it-
what can they do?
I mean, they need to address that inconsistency.
Yeah, that inconsistency.
You know, they can beat City,
Yeah.
but then they struggle against the bottom of the table.
Right.
I mean, that's a lack of focus,
Yeah.
mental toughness.
Yeah.
It's not just formations or a new player.
It's deeper than that.
It's deeper, yeah.
It's creating that winning mentality.
Yeah, a culture of excellence
Yeah.
that runs throughout the club.
Yeah, top
It's
down.
on the top. Yeah. You need those leaders on the field who can
Yeah.
inspire a
Yeah.
manager with a vision.
With a clear vision.
You can hold everyone
accountable
accountable, yeah.
to that standard.
To that standard, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can't forget about Barcelona.
Right. Barcelona.
But I mean, they're still leading
Yeah. Top of La Liga.
La Liga. But
Those losses.
those losses show they're not invincible.
They're not invincible.
Yeah. They're human.
So what can they do?
To avoid falling behind.
I need to reignite that attack.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
home.
Lewandowski,
Uh.
Yamal,
Yeah.
they've been inconsistent.
Yeah.
They need to find their form again
If they want to stay in that race.
if they want to win the title.
Yeah. It's interesting. A lot of these teams are having trouble
Up front. Yeah.
with their attack.
Yeah.
Is that just a coincidence or is that like
Is it a trend?
a trend? Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
Defenses are better these days.
Yeah.
More organized,
Yeah.
tactically sophisticated.
Yeah. And there's more pressure on those attackers
Yeah.
to perform.
Every single week.
Because
It's not enough to just have
yeah.
one or two brilliant players.
One or two. Yeah.
You need a system now,
you need that.
a coordinated attack.
Coordinated. Yeah.
Create chances from different areas.
So it's not just about individual talent.
No.
It's about the
teamwork.
teamwork.
Yeah,
Yes.
strategy.
Yeah. Being able
Up
to
to-
adapt to different opponents.
Different situations, yeah.
The teams that can do that.
They're the ones that are going to
Succeed.
succeed in this new era of football.
This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has, yeah.
We've seen these upsets,
Right.
analyzed the struggles
Oh, some big teams.
of these big clubs, yeah,
Yeah.
and explored
What it means for the future.
what it all means, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and what's interesting is
Yeah.
these aren't just isolated incidents.
No, there are
They're pointing to these larger
trends.
trends, yeah, in the sport, like shifts in power.
Yeah, tactical evolution,
Yeah.
the mental side of
The
things,
mental side of things.
the resilience.
Yeah, because the competition is
Yeah.
fiercer than ever. I mean, it reminds us that
In football,
in football,
nothing is guaranteed.
no,
The top teams today
yeah,
could be
gone tomorrow.
gone tomorrow.
And those underdogs.
The underdogs can rise.
Yeah, they could be
The
the
champions of tomorrow.
champions.
I mean, that's what makes it so compelling, right?
It is.
The unpredictability,
Yeah.
the drama,
The drama.
the constant
So
pursuit
excellence.
of excellence. Yeah, it's just
Amazing. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
Are we witnessing the end of an era
Mhm.
for these big clubs?
Is this the end, or is it just
Or just a blip?
a blip? Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep those conversations going
Yeah. Let us know what you think.
because the future of football is
Being written right now,
right now.
and we're all a part of it.
We're all part of it.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us
Yeah, thanks for listening.
on this deep dive.
We'll see you next time. Until next time, Keep exploring.
Keep exploring, yeah.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
And keep that passion.
That passion for the beautiful game.
For the beautiful game alive.
Alive.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.